Hi, welcome to Rhythm Practice Examples number 1. We're going to work on quarter notes and eighth notes and the variations in between the two with rests. It's come to my attention that a lot of people have trouble reading the rhythms. They're going to look at the tab, they'll listen to the example, and they'll try to mimic the sound. And at the end of the day, what they're finding is if you don't read and understand the rhythms fully, it never quite sounds like the song. And if you go to repeat it 3 days later, it doesn't sound the same. So if you learn how to read the rhythms, even if you're not reading the pitches on the staff as much, if you understand rhythm reading, you can look at that and then look at the tabs if you don't know how to read the notes, and that will make you understand the song better. You'll remember it better. You'll have better timing. It'll sound better. It's just better all over. So unfortunately, I know that people are fighting with me on this a little bit, but you're going to have to dig deep and kind of do some real quote-unquote musical study here. So here we go. I'm trying to make it real easy and palatable for people. Very simply, we're starting with quarter notes, and then I've got some quarter notes and rests, and then I've got some eighth notes in there. What I'm going to do is put the metronome on and do about the first 12 measures, and then we're going to start and do the next series of notes. So here we go. I'd like you to play along and say them out loud if you can. I'm going to count you in, and we're just going to make a percussive sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that songs don't usually mix up the rhythms that much, but if you do this as an example, it focuses your mind and it gets you in that musical mindset where you're looking at the rhythms, you're looking ahead, because every 2 measures or so it's going to change, and then you can start to pick up on this stuff more quickly. We're going to start on measure 13 now, and I'm going to do 13 through 20, which would be page 1 if you've got it printed. Okay, here we go. It's 8 measures. I'd like you to play along. These have 8 notes in them. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Okay, some of you might be thinking, oh, well, this is okay. It was a little boring. We'll speed it up to 160 and see how much more interesting it is. I'm just trying to take it slow so everybody can be involved. Or you could look at it and say, well, I'm going to play chords or play scales instead of the percussive sound. So there's other things that you can do with it. I'm trying to introduce these rhythms. Number 21, page 2, and I'm going to try to do the whole page 2 here. And play along. Ready? Go. Rest. 2 and rest. 4 and rest. 2 and rest. 4 and 1 and rest. 3 and rest. 1 and rest. 3 and rest. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 and 2 and 4 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4. Okay, so you'll notice there was a lot of rests and upstrokes and ands in there in the beat. I think if I could say anything about watching students and beginner or amateur guitar players practice, they don't count, and you don't feel comfortable with the and of the beat. You'll see the eighth note, but it's in your mind. You see, okay, one and, but the and is the equidistance between the one, meaning they both have the same spatial relationship. So what I'm saying is people rush their upstrokes, and then if you start rushing your upstrokes and your ands to the beats, you start to rush, and the whole thing just spirals out of control. So having a lot of control and understanding how to space out and put your upstrokes in there is really important. I mean, if you wanted to break it down and say, well, Doug, just give me one thing about this example that I could work on, I would go to measure 33, and I would just do all the upstrokes and just work on this. And, one, and two, and three, and four, and one. And just feel really comfortable doing that upstroke in there. And knowing that it's an upstroke instead of, because, you know, that just, it's kind of off unless we're playing reggae, but we'll talk about that some other time. You know, the ands or the upstrokes. I would work on that. I would also work on, in the next example, I'm going to have some syncopation and then the 16th note variations, which are much more difficult. The next thing you can do with this example is speed it up. Go to 80. That was 70, what we were doing. 80, 90, 100, 120, and so forth. Try to go through it again, just so you can read more quickly and understand the rhythms quicker. The last thing that you could do, well, there's a lot, but the last thing I'm going to say is play chords. Let's say I started at measure 13, and it's 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, so forth. Well, I could just play some chords. Upstrokes. Pick a couple chords that you like, one of your songs that you've been working on, and if you only know one chord, like let's say you know the easy G, well, that's fine. You can work on just the easy G. Let's say you want to work with some scales. Well, take a C scale. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and start mixing it up. If you want to go even further, you could start swinging, you know. Make up a little passage like that using that one particular rhythm. I'm going to be writing out a bunch of things, and obviously if you scroll through the website, you're going to see many things. But this example is to get you started. I want you to kind of think about looking at the rhythms more, using the upstrokes, and kind of spacing some things out. I just want to kickstart your rhythm reading, I should say, and understanding that. So last thing, I'll speed it up to 100 and see if you guys can play along. And let's see if we can get through all of it at 100. Thanks for watching. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice I'm counting the whole time to myself, you know. That's what people don't do. I've been doing this for 25 years and I still count. So please start counting to 4 over and over again. See you in the next video. Thanks.